Hi, my name is Umid Daryani. Welcome to this installment of the Roundtable. Today I have with me Emily Taylor, who's one of the producers of EverQuest Next, and Linda Carlson, whose title is the Director of Global Community Relations.
It's a long one, yes.
It's an awesome one. Today we're talking about female dwarves and whether or not they should have beards.
Yes.
And this was a surprisingly contentious issue. I think we had a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, seriously though. I mean, obviously female dwarves have to have beards. It shouldn't even have been up for discussion, right? Because, it would be like having elfinks without huge pointy ears, right? No, it was a less serious question that we wanted to start off the round table and get people used to the idea about discussing these, but it garnered 30 pages of responses and 10,000 views.
So people clearly care about whether female dwarves should have beards. So the question is there historical or literary context for this discussion?
Well, it is an interesting question, and it's not entirely without some history. We know that Tolkien mentions in one of his lore background books that female dwarves do have beards, and a more recent author, Terry Pratchett, also describes female dwarves as having beards, and some editions of tabletop role-playing games as well allow dwarves to have beards.
And EverQuest as well, right?
EverQuest and EverQuest 2, the female dwarves have beards as an option when you're creating them.
So it seems like a lot of people thought that beards should be optional for dwarves. Is that the direction that we're headed?
That's definitely where most of the answers fell overall. There were a few on either side, but the vast majority wanted optional.
But make sure you relate now. How many people voted for optional?
All the ones who are not currently banned voted for optional.
Yeah, the rest of them will reconsider their application to play the games at a future date.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on this roundtable question, it was a trap. And some of you are not getting beta keys.
We are, of course, joking. But it does tie in very well into the general attitude of EverQuest Next that we want to encourage. It's all about making choices. It's all about building you the way you want to be. So in that context, it's not such a lighthearted question. It's just one aspect of that. And we hope to apply that general philosophy to many things.
Indeed. And I mean, there certainly were some strong opinions on that as well. I think you saved some player comments on the negative side, the shall not have beard side.
I did. There were a couple. I'll read a few. Kantosh Khan said, no beards. Some things just weren't meant to be on anything other than he-men and animals. And Malice said, I believe female dwarves should not have facial hair so as to appeal to the female players.
Very interesting.
Since we have female players here, how do you guys feel about that?
I'm all for options myself, vive la différence. But yeah, I have always played a female dwarf with a beard. In games that do not offer a beard option, I play a male dwarf and roleplay as female.
I don't generally play dwarves, but I do like to play less traditionally pretty races. I have an ogre, for example, which I love. And if I did play a dwarf, I think I'd want a beard.
I haven't spent a ton of time considering whether I would want my female dwarf to have a beard, but I'm starting to think the answer is yes.
Now, on the positive, the pro-beard side, we had comments like this one from Morbs. I will be playing a male dwarf, and I prefer my women with the beard. Giggity. And Theater Elf also added, a poster asked who would want to play a female dwarf. Me! My first ever character in an MMO, EQ specifically, was a female dwarf pally with a beard and a mustache. I like the creative beards that EQ2 designed for their female dwarfs, and look forward to those in EQ Next.
Excellent. My favorite personal one was from a poster named Quaid. Great name, by the way. And he put it into a very different perspective. He's like, hey guys, how about a really new direction for this? Make beards a playable race and have optional cosmetic dwarves that could be attached.
Fascinating idea.
I like it.
Is messed up.
It's brilliant.
Well, so I think we should probably take advantage of the fact that we have one of the producers of EverQuest Next here to ask the question.
Yes. Ship it.
How would this work?
What kind of abilities could the beard class have? I mean, geez.
Well, we'll have to do a little brainstorming session, but I can think immediately maybe whiplash, maybe an increased food retention option.
Indeed. Crowd control by smothering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, majesty. I think that's going to do it for us here on the roundtable. Thanks so much to Emily and Linda. We really appreciate all of your comments, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Sony.